What's going on, everybody? I'm Chef, and you're back here, and you're about to be served up some alpha. Or, not as much alpha today, it's just like a market overview and some good projects I think you could get into, and like what to expect the next few weeks. And I don't know if you're nervous, but with all the stuff going on in the world, I'm nervous. If you're not nervous, I don't know what to say. Excuse my terrible looking desktop, but last week when I made my last video, we were about right here. I was saying we could expect some downside before a continuation, and we hit the 0.618 retracement, so we did pull back pretty good. We did not make new lower lows, so technically we're still in an uptrend. And yeah, we are not yet confirmed going bearish. I think if we drop much lower, if we create a new low, that's what would be a confirmation that we are in a bearish movement, or that we'll be moving bearish. And from here, I expect we bounce back up, so be cautious buying NFTs right now, because if we do go up, they might decrease a little bit. I think we might bounce up to the 2750 level to 2850, somewhere between here. And I would keep off from making any big moves until we get some type of confirmation whether we're going bullish or bearish. And I already went over in history, whenever a war happens, it's most of the time followed by a large run up by the market due to inflation and all this stuff. And here's where the uncertainty hit. A bunch of people took their money out. A lot of smart money is also leaving the market, so that's something to keep your eye on, be aware of. And I'm nervous right now because Russia is now controlling, I think, 2 nuclear reactors in Ukraine, moving towards a 3rd one. And all it takes is one crazy event right now, because everything's so unstable. If like one of the nuclear reactors blew up, or if something else happened, all this crypto, all these volatile assets could just tank quicker than you could get your money out. And yeah, I would just be cautious. Don't heavily invest in anything right now. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Well, I mean, you can. I don't want to be your financial advice, but I'm being cautious right now, investing with caution. But as we went down here, we have seen another spike in volume in NFTs, so here we're probably going to see a little bit of drainage in volume, and then depending on where we go from there is what happens. But we're not going as bullish as we thought, so we might be converting to the bear market here. But I'm going to show you guys some NFTs that I think are going to do good through this little run here. And in these times where things are like uncertain, things are a bit weird, you don't really want to be investing in PFP projects. You want to find play to earn games that are consistently building through hard times, through good times, and just projects that are making connections with other projects, other people, communities. You don't want to do quick flips. You can always go for quick flips, but it's going to be a bit riskier in this market. So I'm just going to go over some projects I think are going to do good in the long run. You might not want to buy them now. If we see a little retracement back up to like the 2800, that might be a good entry, depending on how it looks from there. But as always, be cautious. I'm going to start with Sappy Seals today. So Sappy Seals, it's been around for quite a while, and just a few days ago when we were at the top, when we were up here, the floor was actually like 0.8, and then just yesterday it ran to 0.13. There was one sale there, and then we kind of been paper handing back down to 1.1. But Sappy Seals, the founders of Sappy Seals are also the founders of the Pixlverse and the Pixel Pets, which I'm going to go over in a minute. But these seals generate you 50 pixel per day. Here we can look at the let's look at the graph on Pixel. It's not like a crazy amount, it's not like creeps, but I think in the long run this is going to do pretty well, because the market cap here is only 2 million, and I think it could go much higher than 2 million, especially if this game, when this game comes out, the Pixelverse. I'm just going to kind of keep the Sappy Seals and the Pixelverse in like the same project, because they're very tightly incorporated to each other, I guess. But with these pets, you'll be able to rent them out, breed them, you'll be able to play games with them, you're going to be able to battle other pets. It's going to be like a lot, very similar to Axie Infinity, and there's actually some Axie Infinity teams, not Axie Infinity, but there's teams that worked with Axie Infinity, and they're also forming connections with the Pixelverse. And a lot of people are kind of expecting this to play out like Axie. And if that happens, this is gonna go whoop, whoop. Hold on, let me make it a little more accurate here. Whoop. Okay, just kidding, I'm getting excited. But I don't know why none of this is loading. But these pets, they were up to I think 0.45 at one point, so they're pretty cheap right now. I think the lowest they went is 0.125. So I don't know how much cheaper they'll go. I think anywhere between 0.1, 0.15 would be a good entry. Like, I don't know if I would enter right now, because you know we just had this dump. We're probably gonna see some upside here, which will bring down the floors. So I'd keep your eye on Pixel Pets and Sappy Seals. And they've been working like, I don't even know how long, but the founders are active on Twitter, active with their community. They have some very good collaborations with like Space Yetis, Llamaverse, Bears X. There's a lot of collaborations. I can't remember them all, but I think this is gonna be like a blue chip one day. When the game comes out, this would be like the Genesis, you know? Because like everything is going to generate pixel, and like with Llamaverse, they're going to be having a thing where you can create spit buddies with other projects, and the first one they mentioned, when they first ever mentioned the spit buddies, was Sappy Seals. So you're going to be able to generate spit token for the Llamaverse and pixel for the Pixelverse. And out of 10,000, there's only 175 listed, and there's an announcement in the Llamaverse that there was only, I think it was 92 listed, I think, and then that's what kind of caused this run up here. But I've been following the Sappy Seals since December, beginning of December, and I've just watched them create and grow, and they're not even done with their roadmap yet. It's going to be a pretty big project, I think. And I mean, 0.15 for some Pixel Pets for a little risk, 1 ETH for a bigger risk. I think those are big, those are good risks to be taking with not very much downside potential and a lot of upside potential. Alright, now on to Roo Troop. It would be better if I called it out earlier. I saw it originally around 0.09, and it kind of was like under the radar for a bit, but they're working on something kind of similar to Llamaverse, how they're like helping new people come into the space and learn and like make projects. And any new people that come into the space, this is like a great project that they turn to, and that the founders and the team here can like help them build. So I think in the long run, this is going to be a pretty good project, as it's already delivering so much value. They don't care about the floor. That's what you want to see in a project. And right now it's a little bit thicker on the 0.2, so I think if it might dip down a little bit to like 0.15. I think 0.1 to 0.15 would also be a good entry here. And yeah, it's building a pretty good team, pretty good value being brought to the table. Pretty good stuff. Now I'm gonna go on to Recon Rams. This one is a little kind of similar to Roo Troop, and kind of similar to Habibis, in a way that you're able to stake these, earn your horn token, and then with horn token you can buy your white vis spots. And they recently ran up to around 0.15. They're now dipped a bit. I think this would actually be a pretty good entry. they were 0.03 for a very long time after mint, and even when the floor was that low, the team just continued to build. They of course looked at the floor price, but they didn't like mention it. It didn't stress them out. They were just focusing on building. And I know a few people who are holding like 10 to 20 of these, and they're just raking in these horn tokens, getting any whitelist they want. That's what's gonna happen. So I think this is another good long-term play. It could build something similar to Llamaverse. Might be far-fetched, but very small collection. It has good potential. Next up is Ethaliens. This one recently kind of got a little bit of a pump because of some Llamaverse callouts, but they've been in the space for a very long time. Yeah, since beginning of October, and they have a 3x3 plot in the sandbox, so they have a large plot there. They are getting an NFT world. They're just building a lot of stuff. They have the Vox collectibles. They have they're just a team that's always building, and that's what you want to see. Like, they didn't make their project and they're like, alright, that was good, that was fun. No, these guys are steadily building. They're steadily releasing new collections, new news, new announcements. I think this project will do pretty well in the longer run. A good entry, I think, could be around 0.08 to 0.12. I think that would be decent. Next up is PXQuest. This one recently got a pretty sizable pump. It was very low for a while because of a lot of FUD around the project. This would have been the place to get in, of course, but I think just these past few days it pumped to 0.42. They're going to be releasing one announcement every day for the next week, so this could just keep pumping the project depending on the announcements. So if you see this dip a bit to maybe like 0.3, 0.35, I think that would not be a bad entry. Because even though they had a lot of fun in the beginning, they are still building, still working on their game, still doing what they promised they're going to do. They're still cracking at it. I think they'll do well. Next is Llamaverse Genesis. So I think this one is going to do very good long term. It's already doing very well. At reveal it pumped, it did not dump. And the Llamaverse is just a very good thing to get into. It's very nice to beginners. There's a lot of experienced players in there. It started out as a free mint, so there's nothing to do with any type of cash grab here. And you pick up one of these llamas, you're going to be able to make a spit buddy with another collaborated NFT project like Sappy Seals. They're going to be adding more. And these generate spit token, which you can use to enter raffles. Instead of just entering every raffle, you can save up your spit to just like pour it all into one raffle if you really want this one project. But I mean, the floor is pretty damn thin here. Yeah, it's actually very thin. 1.6 to 2 ETH. Not too many sales needed. And yeah, I've been with Llamaverse since I think November, December, and it's been a great time the whole time. Lots of smart people, great alpha chats, great community. Gonna continue to build until the end of time. Hold on. Look at this guy. Alright. Next up is Kaiju Mutants and Kaiju Kingz. So lately they've been kind of just like a stable coin, like dumping when ETH pumps, pumping when ETH dumps, kind of keeping the same USD valuation. And I think it's a great buy. I don't know if I would buy right now yet. It could dip to around an ETH. I hate to say it, but like if we do go bull with crypto, you won't want to buy NFTs until we start like getting high, and all the floors are gonna go low if you go into a bull run, and then you can get some pretty nasty offers taken. But I think these are going to do well. They have a partnership with Coinbase. They're working on a game. There's going to be utility added to the babies and mutants, which will have to do with token generation, I believe. And there's Vox collectibles for the Genesis. Yeah, I think the babies would be a good buy because you buy this, you can get access to the alpha chats. It's pretty much all the same benefits as holding a Genesis, except you just don't generate R waste. And let me see the floor on the Genesis. Genesis floor is about 5 ETH. So yeah, I think either the babies or the mutants would be a good entry. The mutants, they don't have access to all the same chats as the babies, but they do have access to some chats. I think these are going to do well because you're going to be able to level these guys up. It's not out yet, so that's kind of why people are bringing the price down. But I think once the level system comes out and the game comes out, I could see these being a much higher price point. I'm pretty bullish on Kaiju, so I would just keep your eye on it, wait for a good entry. I think around 0.6 would be a good entry for the mutants, and that's touched down there multiple times, so just keep it on your radar. Yeah, for the baby, it's around an ETH maybe, 1.2 or 0.8, we'll see. Next up is Ponzi Rug. This one's kind of like a little bit of a joke. Not really a joke, but it's like a riskier situation here. They just had a partnership with Habibis actually. And I was calling this out, I forget when. I think it was, I don't know, all I know it was very low. I called this out multiple times. People are like, it literally says come get rugged, why would I buy that? Well, you didn't, and now it's 0.725. It went up to 1.5 a few days ago. But this is basically just like a banner art project. They gave away some whitelist spots for Antonum. They have a roadmap coming up where you can stake your rug with another project that's not announced yet, and you're going to be able to earn a massively boosted amount of tokens in that ecosystem. So they're actually building some stuff here. It's not just a little it's not a rug, it's more than a rug, okay? More than a rug. Alright, I guess this kind of pumps up, then it gets paper handed down, then it pumps up real quick. I would look for an entry here on 0.4, 0.5, which is a little bit pricey, but do your research, see if you like it. Next up, don't yell, but Pixelmon. Pixelmon has been getting a lot of attention with their memes lately, the Kevin memes, the monkey, and they actually pumped higher than the dragon floor, which is pretty crazy. And a lot of people are saying Pixelmon's a rug, but Cyber, he's going to business school. He just raised 70 million plus to work towards this game. He has the money to mess up once, twice, even 3 times, and then fully deliver a game. I think this will be a long hold and probably dip under what the floor is right now. But I think the long term, the game's going to come through. It's going to be good. I think this would be a good play. I think an entry around 0.25, 0.3, maybe even 0.2 if it goes that low would be good. And if you look at the price, it's been pretty sad. It went from about like 3 ETH instantly down to like 1 ETH, and then now it's at a good 0.3. Pretty sad. Alright, I got 3 more projects. This one is Cryptoids. This one is pretty cool. It's kind of similar to Generative Dungeons, and they have not all revealed yet, but you can kind of like walk around your world, get a little taste of what's going to be happening, and you're going to be able to increase your love level, I think. I don't know, every day if you come back and play with your Cryptoid, it'll level up, and they'll like increase the rarity and the value. And if you like sell it off a bunch, that's gonna, if you sell it, if it has a bunch of sales, it brings down the level, so it kind of incentivizes people to hold this. And there's gonna be an in-game store, decorations, trophies, quests, and minigames. I think this is really cool. it's like a whole little world with an NFT that you can just play it on your browser. It just revealed a few days ago. It actually pumped on reveal to around 1.3, and it was at like 0.7, I believe. It's at 0.64 now. I think this anywhere between 0.6 to like 0.4 would be a good entry. I could see it going back above an ETH in the long run, or even like when the other aspects of the game come out. And it's only a 1K collection too, so it's pretty small. A nice little collection. Next up here is Ethlizards. These I kind of bought as a degen play and ended up starting to kind of like them. They have a collaboration with Illuvium, which is a massive blockchain gaming game that's coming out soon here, and it has many huge investors in it. And the owner count here has been slowly climbing. The floor did kind of pump because some influencer tweeted that he's sweeping 20 of them and giving them away. So I think this could, trickle back down to the 0.05 to 0.08 region. I think anywhere in there would be a good scoop up. Low price, low risk, good upside potential if they are incorporated with the Illuvium game when it comes out, which is unclear right now. It was made by just some community members, but we've seen crazier things in the NFT space, right? And the last one for today is one that's a lot of people aren't really talking about, but I think people know about, is Nifty Nuggets. This one I've been keeping my eye on for a while. I'm not invested yet. I'm waiting for a good entry, but it's been at like 2 ETH ever since I first I started thinking about picking one up. And they have a very great alpha group. Discord is locked. They're doing like a little collab with Llamaverse. I think they're releasing a second collection soon as well. And look how thin the floor is. It goes from 2 ETH, a few, blah blah blah, 2.6, blah blah blah, 3.4, blah blah, 4.2. Yeah, this is a very thin floor. And they have very good alpha, very good, I've talked to some people that are in there, and they get very good whitelist spots there too. So I think this is a community that's going to keep on building, keep doing well. I'll look for an entry here, anywhere below 2 ETH, honestly. And then I'm going to go over 2 projects that are not yet out that I think might be good, and that's Soul Splicers. Discord is open. So it's not going to have all those people just trying to grind. It's going to be people that actually look into stuff and consider these open discords. But as you can see, they have a pretty well developed game, something we haven't really seen in the NFT space yet. Collaboration with Llamaverse. They're just building a lot of good stuff over there. And it's still pretty small considering what they're delivering. So you could just get in there, try to get yourself some spots. I think there's 700 whitelist spots still available, so if you go in there, really dance around, sing a few songs maybe, you might get a whitelist there. And the last one on the list today is Kuroro Beasts. I went over this one I think in the past 2 videos, but I'm pretty bullish on this. Open Discord, the fairy ticket which you need to what's it called? The Kuroro ticket, which you need to have like a whitelist here, is I think the floor is around 1 ETH still. So it's like, it kind of shows how much people want the project, and I think that's a pretty good floor to be at. 100 different beasts. Seems like every day or every other day they do a little competition where you get to name one of their beasts, and all the beast names are community named. And if you win one of the name competitions, you get a whitelist. So that's like a little thing you can just do real quick each day. And I think it's going to be pretty cool. It reminds me of Pokemon. It's going to be like a play to earn game. Pretty bullish on this one. So yeah, just keep all those on your radar. Be careful making any big buys until we know how the markets are going to move. Because we are still uncertain, and there is still a war cooking up. We don't know what's going to be happening. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you got some value, and leave some love in the comments. Bye.